Alright, me Knife Wolf fans, we're gonna take that today. We gotta get stuff out of the truck. This video for the car is gonna be a cold start. And it's gonna be a couple days because it's been a week since I drove the car. That. Not too much I need out of here. Ooh. You ever have that moments where you gotta do stuff but you can't remember everything you need? Oh, it's kind of the way I'm having this morning. Give me your damn keys. Find the right key. Put this stuff in the back seat and we'll go. Hey, I figure I'll drive this because, shed some light on the subject. It snows right around the corner and won't be driving this much longer. I got power. Got gas. And just like that. Starts right up. Alright, I'm gonna set you up here. Shed some light on the subject. Window defroster on because it's actually not too bad out today. It's the other reason I'm driving this. I'm actually wearing shorts out. I love how my shift selector's off. I have to tell you about that one on the way to work. There we go. Bye-bye, Dodge. And away to work we go. Now, if you notice, you'll see my selector right now is at neutral. Now, the reason for that, from when I got this car, it was sitting, it was all covered in snow in this guy's backyard. Now, the one thing I didn't notice, because it was completely covered in snow and the ground it was sitting on was covered in snow, it was sitting in grass. And that's when I found out the car was sitting in this guy's backyard in the grass for about a year or so. Do not, I repeat, do not park your car in the grass for a long period of time. I'm going to tell you why. You've ever heard of something called lot rot? What happens is when that car sits in that grass holds all that moisture, And it just keeps going from the ground to the car to the car to the ground to the ground to the car to the car to the ground. And it rots away metal. When I bought this car, I kid you not, I don't even have any idea if you can see me. Yeah, I'm doing this while driving. For you. Is it gonna work? It might work. When I bought the car, it was sitting in the yard. Got it home. It had a whole bunch of little running issues and everything. And I had a gas leak. It wasn't real bad at the time, but ended up taking it in to find out where the gas leak was. I figured it was, like a little. It wasn't like a pisser. It was just a drop. I figured it was one of the just the feed line, not one of the pressure lines, just one of the feed lines. Here it was, the fuel lines, the tank, all of it, everything back there was rotted out. It looks like somebody went with what the hell eats away? It looked really pitted, like somebody went with little hammers and hit the stuff, and little pit holes and rust holes. So I ended up having to replace all of that. All the fuel lines, all the way up, brake lines, all that stuff. And also from it sitting, it blew out the rear end of the car. This is the second Crown Vic I've had, and it's the second Crown Vic that had the exact same problem. You're probably going to slide because I'm making a turn. Nope, you're doing alright. Second one, it did the exact same thing, where you drive the car, and it was fine. But after about 15-20 minutes of good driving, not just putting around the city, I'm saying like driving on the highway or something, when you'd go to make a hard left or a hard right, it'd start groaning. And why I was doing that, when these cars come out, they have the it's the same thing my truck has, the what is it, limited slip. It's either limited slip or posi. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's posi. Yeah, it's posi. When one wheel starts spinning, the other one kicks in. Of course, that's limited slip too, but I know the one on the truck's better than the one on the car. Anyways, at any rate, it seized up from a car not moving. So that sound was that differential twisting against itself. How do you put it? It was working, but it wasn't working the way it was supposed to. So I replaced the rear end in this car too. Let's see, what else did I do? I did all plugs, wires, all that stuff. Well, not wires. This has coil on plug. So I had to replace. Theoretically, I only had to replace 2 coils, and honestly, I had to replace 4. But the reason I had to replace coils in the first place was my own stupidity. And I can admit it. When you take the plugs off, there's a boot that actually, you have to push it down in, and then there's a holding bolt. When I put them in, I didn't push the boot all the way down. I just, I stuck down and I put the bolt in. Well, if you don't push that boot down inside, it doesn't make a good seal. So I'd be driving in the rain, and all of a sudden the car would start pissing like crazy. And you get the little engine code pop up saying it's a coil gone bad. These coils ain't cheap. But after I found out, I figured it out after I took one of the coil plugs out, or one of the coils out, and I pulled it out, and the bottom of the coil was all full of little water droplets. What was happening, his car would run fine in the cold, or when it was cold, but as soon as it started warming up, that water started heating up and evaporating, and it had nowhere to go, so it just beat it up and shorted out the contact. So, that's what that happened. Other than that, the only other thing I've done in this car is replace the whole suspension. And the reason I did that was I like that cop car stiff feel. Now, you add all that together, that's probably... better stop the video. Watch video 2.